There was a time when music and rhythm games were a thriving genre. Just 10 years ago, it seemed there was a total takeover kicked off by Dance Dance Revolution, a game that danced its way right out of the arcade and into homes. Then there was Guitar Hero, and then there was Rock Band, and then there was Dance Central. With new editions of these titles coming out yearly, it was only a matter of time before the market was totally oversaturated. However, it was the economic recession experienced from 2007 to 2009 that was the real nail in the coffin. Funding for a new music game wasn't there, and the demand for such had all but vanished. Now that we've had a few years to recover and all of our music games are last gen, Western developers are finally ready to dive back into the genre. Here's our list of the best music games, Japanese and American, from the last year and upcoming. Rock Band 4. After a nearly 2-year-long hiatus, on January 13, 2015, Harmonix released new DLC for Rock Band 3. With it came infinite rumors of Rock Band 4's development. On March 5, 2015, these rumors were confirmed to be true, and Harmonix was, in fact, working on Rock Band 4. Better yet, we'll be seeing it this year. Coming from someone who bought into Rock Band and all of its sequels, I was happy to learn this wasn't going to be just another edition that would expire next year. Instead, Harmonix aims to make Rock Band 4 the platform for 8th generation consoles. Over time, the game will be updated with patches, both free and paid, to introduce new features while regularly providing new DLC. Speaking of DLC, remember all those songs you invested in? You'll get to play them in Rock Band 4. Although Wii U and PC users won't see Rock Band 4 this year, it's clearer than ever that Harmonix is staying in touch with their core audience to give the fans this long-awaited sequel. Guitar Hero Live. For the last 4 years, Activision had been dancing around whether or not a new Guitar Hero game was in development. But it seems the announcement of Rock Band 4 pulled them out of their shells, and on April 4th, 2015, Guitar Hero Live was officially announced to be in development by Freestyle Games, the pioneers of the original Guitar Hero franchise. Unlike Rock Band 4, Guitar Hero Live will be available on a wide number of platforms, even iOS. In an attempt to refresh the gameplay, major core elements have been changed. First-person full-motion videos will replace the third-person rockers of the previous titles, putting you quite literally center stage. The fancy new revamped controller will feature 6 buttons on the neck in 2 rows of 3. This may not have been a problem for other players, but I could never truly master songs with the little orange button, so the new controller is definitely something to look forward to. On the downside, none of your old equipment will be compatible, but hopefully the improvements will be substantial enough to make the new gear worth it. Meet Activision's response to the rhythm game Burnout, Guitar Hero TV. Instead of scheduled sequels and planned DLC, which led to the oversaturation of the market in the late 00s, GHTV will serve as the platform for content discovery featuring curated playlists that will allow for more playable content to be available. As of yet, it's unknown how the game will be monetized. Just Dance 2015. Aside from Dance Central, Just Dance was the only music game with consistent content releases over the last couple of years, and its latest addition to the series did not disappoint. Just Dance 2015 features 45 pop hits paired with fun and sort of easy-to-learn dance routines. Of course, no one would ever take these moves into the club. It's less about looking cool and more about having a good time. The addition of fully functional online multiplayer is the game's greatest success. Battle it out on the virtual dance floor one-on-one, or join a party of up to 8 for a dance-off. Offline, this is a great game to have a group of friends over for a dancing jamboree. You'll either nail the moves and feel like a star, or laugh your butt off trying. Hatsune Miku, Project Mirai 2. The direct sequel to Hatsune Miku and Future Stars Project Mirai, Hatsune Miku Project Mirai 2 is a Japanese rhythm game featuring a roster of Vocaloid superstars in all their chibi cuteness. Released in Japan late 2013, the game is finally making its way west this fall. If you haven't played a modern Japanese rhythm arcade game, and chances are you haven't as they are increasingly more difficult to come by these days, then this game will be a great new experience. Rhythm games in the style of Hatsune Miku Project Mirai 2 are relatively easy to pick up. Beginner's mode is slow-paced enough you won't be tripping over the commands, and the songs are so catchy you won't mind playing them again and again. Unless you don't like Vocaloid music. But if you're a J-pop junkie like me, then you'll be bobbing your head to the beat and singing right along in no time. Theatrhythm Final Fantasy Curtain Call. Not into Vocaloids, but still want to get into a rhythm game? Theatrhythm Final Fantasy Curtain Call might be a better choice. It's filled to the brim with Final Fantasy-isms and comes with 221 songs and 60 playable characters from pretty much every Final Fantasy game, and that's not even including DLC. It's super accessible from the very beginning, so if you're new to the genre, don't fret. More difficult levels will offer a greater challenge once you're ready. For those of you who played the first Theatrhythm, look forward to an expanded selection of music, new game modes, and an addition of online and local multiplayer. All in all, Theatrhythm Final Fantasy Curtain Call is a solid investment for any Final Fantasy fan. It's a thoroughly enjoyable game that features the best music of any video game franchise out there. As Bob Mackey calls it in his review, it's the perfect nostalgia delivery service. Crypt of the Necrodancer. Crypt of the Necrodancer is a mixed genre game that's one part roguelike dungeon crawler and one part rhythm game. Using either a mouse and keyboard, gamepad, or even a dance pad, the player can traverse the map. The catch is, you can only successfully move or perform an attack to the beat of the song playing. You may be thinking, does this truly qualify as a music game? Sure, Crypt of the Necrodancer is, at its foundation, a dungeon crawler, but it's the music that serves as the core infrastructure to the battle system. You literally can't move if you don't move to the music. Not only that, it's currently the only game I can think of that utilizes a dance pad. They've even come out with their own special dance pad. However, any dance pad that's PC compatible will do. This game might sound like a one-trick pony, but with a diverse gallery of enemies to fight and 16 awesome tracks accompanied by unique visuals, it's a winner. Ephemerid, a musical adventure. This is perhaps the most unconventional title on my list. Ephemerid, a musical adventure is a storybook-styled rock opera about two paper mayflies. There's no dialogue in this book. Instead, it's up to the sweet rock music and creative visuals to guide you through its magical tale. Once you're in, you'll have no trouble immersing yourself in its wondrous atmosphere. Ephemerid is a unique blend of a point-and-click adventure game with rhythm game elements involved to progress the story. It serves as proof that not every game needs to be challenging in order to be great. There's something to be said about the simplicity of Ephemerid's nature that makes the experience so enjoyable. There's no losing this game and no bar of skill. Without that pressure, you're really able to immerse yourself in its fantasy. Ephemerid will elate you. It will send you to all the happy places and remind you of why you love music so much. Rave. I first found Rave at one of the last living original arcades, 8 on the Break in Dunedin, New Jersey. I can say with confidence that there is no other place on the East Coast quite like the Break. What started out as a pool hall and a pinball arcade in the 1970s has turned into one of the most happening arcades on the East Coast and a mainstay for the fighting game community today. It's also one of the last places you can play import Japanese rhythm games, such as Ju-Beat. But we're talking about Rave. Developed in 2011 by a small American studio, Step Revolution, Rave accomplishes what few others have. They've created a fun and fully functional American rhythm arcade game. While there are only a few machines in the US, the game is available across iOS and Android platforms. Although it's free to download, the game does require you to purchase in-app coins to play. For less than $1, you can purchase each song for unlimited play. With so few good mobile music games out there, this one really does stand out. And that's our list of the best music games from last year and upcoming. If you've been away from the genre for a bit, I hope this has inspired you to take another dip. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. And as always, you can find more awesome features like this at usgamer.com.